Seoul is a food paradise, and if you love to eat, you have got to check out this video.
We're taking you on a huge food tour of some delicious and popular Korean dishes.
You've got to check out the amazing local Korean food we eat in this video. Make sure you watch right to the end so you don't miss out on these mouth-watering dishes.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
We're gonna grab some chimak, or fried chicken and beer. This is an absolute favorite in Korea, and we really love these traditional places. Let's go get some. We've ordered a couple of handles of beer. This is an ice cold cass, one of my favorite beers to have when in Korea. It's really a simple beer, a very Asian beer I like to think of it, just great for just drinking. Goes down really easily, but the star of the show is this chicken. So I love these restaurants because you order a whole chicken, but they're very small. And you can see the leg there, it's tiny, there's nothing to it. But we've got this golden two chickens here. Actually, this is two whole chickens, which have pretty much been double fried. So they're sitting out the front of the restaurant in big piles of chicken. And then when you order, they re-fry them so they get really golden and crispy, and then they just get whacked with scissors into pretty much quarters and then piled onto your plate with nothing more than a little bit of salt on the side. And the thing I love about these restaurants and this golden chicken is how simple this is for fried chicken. Often Korean fried chicken, or chimak, so fried chicken and beer, is sort of tricked up a little bit. So small bits of chicken with a honey sauce or a sweet soy sauce, or you know, something like that going on. This is in its purity, just batter, fried chicken and a beer. Oh, and we've got some pickled radish to go with it, which cuts through the fried chicken perfectly. But let's try some of this chicken. So I've got a little leg here. It's super crispy feeling. I've just got to dive in. Crunchy on the outside, but then super juicy, that flesh. So juicy. Just falls off the bone. Oh, that is so good. You can see how juicy it looks. Let's have another big bite of this. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh man. It's definitely oily, but it's not over oily. It's like fried chicken should be. Oh, that is good. And of course, a sip of beer to go with it. Oh, this is a good meal. Let's grab one of these radishes. So these are just cubed and then pickled in a brine, or pickled in a vinegar and sugar syrup. Let's get one little cube, pop that in. It's going to be nice and crunchy and tangy. Perfect. Just cuts through that fattiness from the chicken. I'm going to have one more big bite. Let's just rip this apart. Oh, look at that. We'll dip it in that salt that they give you. So a little bit of a dip on the edge. Pop it in. Oh man. Oh, that's good. So juicy. This is such a great way to have it. And these restaurants are often quite buzzy, filled with middle-aged men. This one's not actually filled like that at the moment, but that is how you'll notice these. Chickens out the front on the street, filled with guys drinking often soju and beer at the same time. Perfect combo here in Korea. And piles of fried chicken on their table. These restaurants are all over Seoul, but we will put directions to this one down below like we always do. Oh, this is a good plate of fried chicken.
Our next stop is for one of my favorite Korean dishes, and one that you have to try too when you're in South Korea. It's called sundubu-jjigae, which is soft tofu stew. Let's go and grab a bowl.
안녕하세요.
Our bubbling stone pots of sundubu jjigae or soft tofu stew has arrived, and holy moly, it looks so good. You can see here these soft curds of fresh soft tofu. They look so wobbly and silky. There's a ton of chili or chili paste which has been used to make the stew. There's some spring onions. Oh, look at that chili oil. Whoa, this is gonna pack a punch. And what I ordered was the seafood one, so there should be some seafood hanging about. Okay, so I can spot an oyster there. And what else have we got? Wow, look at how beautiful the tofu just breaks apart. Okay, all I can see is oysters at this stage, but there's bound to be something else in there. Alright, let's just try this. This is one of my favorite dishes in Korea. It is so warming, it's belly warming, and it's so satisfying, especially when it's -3 degrees in Seoul. Alright, let's just try this stew. So this is just the soup bit. Ooh, it's fiery and it's also very hot. So the dish is actually assembled in the pot and cooked in the pot. Let's give this soft tofu a go. It's just, it looks like curds actually. Let's try it. It's really, really soft and it just breaks apart in your mouth. That is so satisfying. So with this sundubu jjigae meal, we also got some rice and then also banchan, and at this restaurant you can go and help yourself to as much banchan or side dishes as you like. So here we've got some mustard greens, which has got some sesame seeds in it, I can see. There's some kimchi, so fermented pickled cabbage. There's some gim or dried seaweed, and then there's some rolled omelette. Let's just give this tofu stew another go. I'm going to try some of that seafood. So let's grab one of these oysters. Give it a bit of a blow because it looks very, very hot. Alright, let's try this. It's quite a small oyster. Oh, it just bursts with flavor. It's also soaked up a little bit of that soup. So it's got a nice fiery taste from that chili. But then it's got just a really beautiful smooth seafood taste, just that real hit of oyster flavor. That is so good. We've got to get into this. The sticky rice and these banchan are going to go perfect with this bowl of soft tofu stew. And as I was digging around in my sundubu jjigae, I found an egg. So they must have cracked a raw egg into the stew as it was cooking. Let's just break it. Whoa! Whoa! Look at that yolk. It is perfectly cooked. Oh my gosh, that is going to add so much creaminess to the sundubu jjigae. I can't wait to get in.
Next up, we're gonna pop into this restaurant for a very popular Korean dish, Samgyetang or Ginseng Chicken. Let's go check it out. We've got this steaming hot bowl of ginseng chicken in front of us, and look at it sitting in this stone bowl. So it's very hot, swimming in this broth, which looks like a really nice chickeny broth. And then the chicken itself has just been poached in that broth. You can see it's a very small bird. I'll just turn it around because it's actually stuffed. So you can see there the big ginseng root sticking out the back of the chicken, and I think there'll be rice inside there as well. You can see how they've sealed it by crossing its legs over, tucking them all in. And then on top we've got some sesame seeds, some sunflower seeds, some pumpkin seeds. I can actually see some pine nuts swimming around in the broth here. And then there's just some green onions cut on top, or some spring onions. And that's it. So let's try the broth to start off. Give it a go. Whoa, it's really hot. Whoa, but it's really good. I had a pine nut in there, so that was kind of creamy because it's been sitting in the broth. It's got a great chicken taste. I'm just going to have a bit more, but I'm going to blow on it this time so I can taste it a bit more. Oh, It's got a great chickeny taste, that broth, but it's not over the top. There's sort of a herbaceous taste going on in there as well from that ginseng. But let's rip into this chicken. Oh yes, look at the stuffing. So it looks like there's some dates in there, some red dates. Oh, that's just breaking apart when I touch it. So that's the brown color you're seeing. There's lots of that sticky rice going on, and then there's that big ginseng root which is hiding in under the broth there. So I just want to get a big spoon. I've got a nice piece of chicken, I've got some rice, some seeds, and some date. Let's go. Put a bone tray. Oh, the chicken is so tender. The flavors in this are really amazing because they're very simple. There's no massive bold hits of flavor. It just is nice chicken flavor. It's not over the top. It just has those herbs and the rice flavor. The date is all there, but it's not overpowering. Now I want to try it because there's a bit of a selection of banchan, so some cabbage kimchi and some radish kimchi on the table. But there's this spicy sauce, so I want to get a little bit of this sauce. I'll pop it in my little container over here. And they always give you salt and pepper on the table, so I'm going to put a bit of that in with that sauce. Just mix it around, create like a little swimming pool, just so I can try and liven up a mouthful. So I'll rip a big bit of breast off the chicken. Got that. I'll get some broth on my spoon. Dunk the chicken into that sauce. Look at that, just a little mouthful. Well, let's give that a go. Oh, now that takes it up a level. The chili paste has a little bit of a sweetness, a little tang and spice from the chili. It's not hot at all, but it just has a little tang of heat. The chicken, because it's such a simple flavor, it just takes on that chili sauce so well. The chicken's a little bit chewy, to be honest, but I think once you combine this all up and make sure you eat it with some broth, mouthfuls of rice, it is a beautiful dish and so warming in this heat. But it's actually a dish they eat in summer more because they believe the ginseng helps when your body's hot, like in the hot weather, but it's perfect in winter too. We're here now and it's, I think, -2 degrees under freezing today, so it works a treat. Something else this dish came with is this ginseng liquor, so I'm going to have a little sip of this and see how it is. Ooh. Yeah, that's strong. It's got a good little kick of alcohol. It actually tastes like a whiskey, like a sort of a mild whiskey. Oh, that's going to be really good as a combination. Just little sips of that every now and then, just to warm up the tongue and keep those taste buds alive. Really good meal. Simple, but great flavors. You know, just the flavors are what they are. Really, really tasty. And that broth, there's not going to be any left when we're done with this meal because it's great.
The next stop on our Seoul food tour is for a dish of Dakgalbi, which is a spicy and marinated stir-fried chicken dish. So this is Dakgalbi. You can see here that it is marinated chicken. So the chicken has been marinated in this red sauce, and that's a gochujang based sauce. Gochujang is a fermented chili paste, which is really prevalent in Korean cooking. And then there's a ton of vegetables in here. So there's some cabbage and there's perilla leaves. And basically you just cook it at the table. So we're sitting here, traditional style, cross-legged on the floor with these low tables, and then we've got the huge hot plate in front of us, and it is just sizzling away, and the smells coming off of this thing are amazing. So that sauce is just coating all of those ingredients. And I've also spied some rice cakes in there, as well as some slices of sweet potato. Now what is really special about this restaurant is that for the chicken, they only use chicken drumstick meat. So that's supposed to mean that the chicken is going to be super tender. I can't wait to try it. So you can see that all the vegetables have wilted down and everything is just coated in that gochujang sauce. I'm gonna go right in and just grab a piece of that chicken and try it because it looks so good. Let's try it. That chicken is so tender. That piece had a bit of the skin attached to it, so you've got the fattiness of the skin, and then that meat is just so soft, and it's got a really nice coating of that gochujang sauce, so it's a little bit spicy, a little bit sweet, quite savoury. And we've also got these lettuce wraps here, so what I'm going to do is just grab one of these and make myself a bit of a wrap. So I'm going to get some cabbage, another piece of that chicken, and then I'm going to add this piece of raw garlic here, and then round here we've also got some different banchan or sides. So this here are some chives, I think, covered in what looks to be sesame seeds and also some chili sauce. So I'm going to add those to my lettuce wrap as well and give that a go. It's going to be a really huge mouthful. I might have to do it in 2 bites. That is brilliant. The lettuce is really crunchy. You've got the zing from the garlic, and then that chicken and that cabbage is just so tasty. It's just really infused with that chili sauce. This is one delicious dish. So there's a second phase to Dakgalbi, and that is to take what you have left of your chicken and cabbage and vegetable mixture and to add some rice to it. And so what the guy has done is he's added a bowl of rice together with some dried seaweed and chopped up lettuce. And he's chopped up the remaining chicken and cabbage that was in our pot, and then mixed it all up and flattened it so it's almost like a chicken and rice pancake, and it's bubbling away in our pan right now. The chicken fried rice pancake has been sizzling away for about a minute, and I reckon it's ready. So I'm just going to grab a spoonful of that and give it a go. Wow, that seaweed flavour is really strong. The rice has gone almost sticky and crunchy. That is such an awesome ending to this Dakgalbi feast. And we came to this restaurant because it's actually Michelin recommended, and I can see why. This was an amazing Dakgalbi feast. Another meal you have got to eat when you're in South Korea is Korean barbecue. Let's go and get our barbecue feast on. So we've sat down at our table, and with Korean barbecue you cook the meat yourself. So there'll always be a grill on the table. So as soon as we sat down, the staff came and popped some piping hot coals into the middle of the table, and now it's time to check out the menu. Alright, so it's all go. Beers have arrived, they've been poured, and our banchan has arrived. So banchan are side dishes. So we've got a whole range here. We've got some cabbage and some spring onions, I think, within a chili sauce. There's some perilla leaves, some onion, some lettuce, some chili. The leaves are usually used for wraps. We've got some soup which has got some seaweed. We've got some dipping sauces, some mustard greens, and then some cabbage kimchi. Now, Korean barbecue is always a raucous affair. You can probably hear behind me the background noise. So everyone's laughing, everyone's drinking. You've got the sizzle of the meat on the grill. And speaking of sizzle, we've also got our meat. So we have ordered some pork belly and also some thinly sliced marinated pork. And with Korean barbecue restaurants, you'll usually find that the meat options tend to be either pork or beef. So we've got the pork belly here on the grill. Look at this fat. It is just sizzling away. And I've just turned the meat, so this side has become all golden and crispy and hopefully super juicy, and that's just going to cook away. Now you'll see Korean barbecues always have these big extractor fans, and that's obviously to just suck up all of that smoke and smell that's coming off the grill. It smells so good. So you'll often get given a pair of scissors with Korean barbecue, and that's just so that you can cut the meat up into bite-sized pieces, and it makes it easier to wrap the meat up in the lettuce. I reckon the pork is ready. It's all crispy, it's golden, so it's time to eat. So I'm going to start with a wrap. So I'm going to grab one of these perilla leaves and then grab a piece of that juicy looking pork, pop it in the leaf, grab some of this samgyetang. So samgyetang is like a mix of fermented soybean paste and also chili. So I'm just going to swipe, they're just changing our grills over. So that you can see that where we were cooking it gotten all burnt, so now they're popping a new grill on so that the meat doesn't get all black and charred. Alright, so I'm grabbing some of the samgyetang, and then I'm going to just like pop a whole raw garlic clove in here as well. That is going to be some fiery stuff. Okay, so just wrap it up and pop it in my gob. Wow! So the meat is really juicy. It's quite crispy. That samgyetang, it's a little bit of chili, but overall it's quite a savory, salty flavor. That hit of that raw garlic. And then that perilla leaf, it's quite aniseed-like, so it's got a bit of a tingle and a tang going on. Oh, that is really good meat.
The bulgogi is looking so good on the grill, so I'm going to grab one of these perilla leaves and make a little wrap out of this as well. Oh, look at it. Such thin pieces of meat, so it should be super tender. It took almost no time to cook that up. Let's get 3 nice pieces on there. Oh, it's all golden. We'll get some of this samgyetang sauce. This is my favorite thing because it's fermented soybean, so it's a little bit tangy, a tiny bit spicy. I'm gonna lay that all on there. Then I'm gonna get some of this cabbage and chive mixture, which has got chili on it. So we'll put a little bit of that on there, and I'm gonna go super on this one. I'm gonna add some kimchi as well. So we've got the fermented cabbage kimchi here. Let's get just a little bit of that. Pop that right on top of that wrap. Wrap it up, make it into a little present for my mouth. Let's go, one mouthful. Oh man. Whoa. Oh, big mouthful. That meat is incredible. It is so tender. The pork belly that Sheena had dried out quite quickly. It's an incredible flavor, but it's a little bit tougher than that meat. That meat is just as soft as butter. Unbelievable. The taste of the perilla leaf is got a half here, so quite an interesting looking leaf. And Sheena spoke about the taste of these, an aniseed flavor, and it's a strong flavor. The reason we have a half here is because sometimes you just want a half because it's a strong flavor. It's really tasty. And what I love about this restaurant and most of these restaurants, you can always ask for more of anything that's on the banchan. So all these side dishes. This restaurant has a banchan station, so you can just go and load up all of these bowls with whatever you need extra on top of what you got initially. What a mouthful. That was so good. I love this way of eating.
Korean barbecue feast done. You absolutely have to eat Korean barbecue when you're in South Korea. It is such a cool dining experience.
Wow, there's some good food in Korea. We hope you enjoyed that one.
We sure had a good time making it. So much good food.
Remember to head down below, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel because there are heaps more food videos to come. Hit that thumbs up button too. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Annyeong!
Annyeong!
You hit my face.